Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex here, and today I thought we'd take a look at Jango Fett from the Star Wars 6-inch Blackline series. This is actually the second time owning this figure. The very first one had a couple of mishaps right out of the package. This little black cable right here, it was actually already disconnected. Now, something that I probably could have just glued in there. I shouldn't have to do that right out of pulling it out of the package, but something that I could have looked over just by fixing it myself. But then going to the left calf here, whenever I was bending it back, this was not connected properly or all the way pushed down on it, so you had a solid connection, and the calf actually just came right off. So something that I was like, okay, I don't want to mess with this. Two things already messed up out of package, so that was when I went and exchanged it and got this guy here. Now, he's not perfect, but we'll kind of get into that. So the first thing that I wanted to kind of show off is the helmet, the Mandalorian helmet, which looks very cool and very nice. You can see that the blues look really good, so you have the two tones there, and I dig it. Do a lot. Everything matches up, nothing bleeding into each other. You got the black in there. One little mishap is there's like a little piece of silver paint there, but I'm not going to let that bother me that much, to be honest. Maybe I'll touch it up or something, or I can just get a black Sharpie and just kind of cover that up, and it'll be fine. But the silver looks really nice. You can see the dent there, which is actually a different location than you have on Boba Fett, so I'll show that here in a bit. And you also have the black wash going all throughout it. Here's the Boba Fett, so you can see that they're different locations and stuff. Anyways, going on to the next thing, the backpack. Now, here's one of the problems that I have with the first one, and I have it with the second one. The way this is packaged is it comes packaged in the tray already connected, and it's pushing down on these. So these are kind of warped. The little boosters here at the bottom, they're actually kind of warped already whenever you get them out of the package. And you can see that there is a light color blue on it. And that's from it bending and putting pressure, so stress marks basically on them. And whenever you try to put them back in place, you're obviously still going to have those stress marks. So it's something that maybe it'll fix on its own, just by kind of messing with it and just kind of keep it in the place that it's supposed to. But right out of package, that's something that happened on both figures. So I guess I'm able to speak a little bit more on it than someone that's only has one of them. The other thing is you can see that there's a little bit of a paint blotch right there where it's still silver, so not that big of a deal. And then right here where they're supposed to spray the silver, you can see it's kind of silver, but maybe in a different light it looks blue, just because they didn't hit it that much as they did like with this section here, or this section here. So they just didn't hit it that very good. But you can see the nice tones in here with the silver, this lighter blue, the darker, it's molded in this darker blue plastic. And overall, I think it looks really good. So just, I want to point out the negatives, but I also want to point out the positives as well. So it can give you guys, the opportunity to make your best decision, or maybe you have these same problems that I do, and you can kind of figure out whether it's kind of figure wide, or maybe there's just a couple of bad ones out there. But anyways, take a look at the figure now. First off, I want to look at the head. Whenever I swapped these out, I actually kept the first head from my initial figure, just because the eyes were about as good as I think I was going to be able to get, if I can focus in on that. And I was like, okay, not too bad. The other one, this eye seems a little bit weird. I guess because you can't see all the white that you can in his right eye there, but still not too bad. The other one that I returned, it was a little bit worse. So I prefer this one. But whenever you look at the hair, on the hairline, you don't see any black getting into the skin, also going around the ears and that section there. So, and then whenever you come to the back, just one little thing I kind of wish they would have done is maybe painted that blue going across there, just because it kind of looks a little silly. But I think most of us are going to put the helmet on, so once you do that, it's not really an issue. You can see some nice silver paint here, and you get a couple of different tones here, and kind of a wash on the pant legs. If I can get that focused again, sorry about that. You can see that it's kind of a lighter blue, but they hit it with the darker tones of blue, kind of around here, and I think it looks really, really good. I dig it. And then with the silver here, it's nice, but it has that black wash on it, so I like that a lot. Same thing with here. You hit the black wash. The belt is actually a separate piece, so this actually can move a little bit on its own. And you can see that it's attached around the thighs and the knees here, holding his two pistols, which we'll take a look at here in a bit. Same thing with the thighs. You have the silver here on the crotch going around. Now the crotch, it's silver here, but then back here it just goes to this blue. And then you have the silver, which is also painted, and then you can get the boots or shoes where they have some silver little plates and some extra little paint in there. So pretty cool looking. Now as far as our articulation goes, before we get into I guess juicing them all up, or we'll take a look at these. Mandalorian pistol, so you can see that it's kind of that light blue here on the handle, and then you get that nice silver paint going down here and also here at the trigger and at the bottom. So, and they're both like that, which look really good. Now whenever I guess it's this one, they come a little bit bent in the package. One's in there by itself, the other one he's holding it, so that's usually the one that gets a little bit bent up. But whenever you first get this figure, to kind of straighten it out, I just put them in the holsters, and that way that it kind of straightens them out on their own, and you leave them like that for maybe a day or something like that, or just a few hours, and they'll eventually get straight, because these look like they're pretty decent now, and they were probably only in the holsters for about 15 minutes. So just wanted a little tip there, pointed out to you guys. Now as far as the articulation, the head, it's on a ball joint, so this kind of moves however it needs. He's got a real thick face, so you're not getting a whole lot out of it, but you do have the neck joint, so you can go back, forward and back however you need to. Now with the shoulders, they go in thus far, and I just want to make sure this is all focused for you. They can rotate here, so the armor's not getting in the way. And I believe this is the first time that I've seen this the way that they've done these elbows here. Most of the time, we bend at the elbow and then you can rotate at the elbow. Well, this actually rotates before you get to the elbow cut. You can see that it almost kind of like a little bicep cut, but a little bit lower, so it rotates there. And then still, where you have the elbow, where it bends here, this actually can still rotate on its own. So you're just giving an extra little joint there, so that can rotate. I wouldn't do it too much. And excuse me, also whenever you're bending the elbow, just be careful, because like I said before, the first one, and that was like off already, or I guess whenever I try to just bend it some, that's about as far as it goes. So it doesn't get that extra bend there. You could, but you're probably going to end up breaking that off. You also have this piece connected over here, and so it rotates here, and then you have the gauntlet rotates on its own as well. And then the wrist rotates. Oh, there's some nice little light blue, I think. And that silver, or am I just catching the light? No, it's all silver. And then this goes left to right. Same thing over here. You can rotate here. You could rotate at the gauntlet, or rotate here at the elbow, and then rotate here. So a lot of rotation going on there. And you can see the little missile here to the side, which is pretty cool. The ab crunch, it's on a ball joint, so that just moves independently however you need to. Also serves as the waist. Can't go forward that much, but can go back some. You can get it a little bit forward. So, and then with the legs, they go out about thus far, back thus far, forward this much, and they rotate here at the thigh. You can see that this little belt section, or holsters, they just kind of stay into place as you move the leg. Then with the knees, you can bend those double jointed, so bend those all the way around. And then the foot can move back, not really forward any, but it does have that rotation to go side to side. So very interesting with the arms and the biceps as far as the articulation goes and stuff like that. But going ahead and putting his head on, it's a little bit of a tight fit, but I like how it goes all the way down so that you don't really see any of the face. So pretty nice. Then putting on his backpack, give that kind of a nice little push there. And I like the way that the guns fit in there. You just slide this in, and the trigger finger just fits like right in there like a glove, which is very good. So right in between those two pieces, you can kind of see it right there where the finger would fit in. So he holds them a little bit better than a lot of the other figures. But here is Jango, and giving you guys a little 360 of him. I think he's a great looking character, and let's bring in his son, Boba Fett here. So there you have it, father and son pictures incoming, because I love to do father and son little pictures for some reason. But you can see how the armor has changed, how Boba Fett, he kind of upgraded it and did different stuff with it. You can see that the booster pack on the back, how it's different as well. So just cool little figures to have on your shelf if you're a Star Wars fan. He's one that I would pick up. Just be aware of some of the little QC things, and whenever you're bending stuff, especially here in the arms, you don't want to pop those cords off, because it definitely adds to the character in detail. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.